This is something I was thinking about, and it kind of blew my mind once I really understood it. If you search for truth, truth will find you somehow. It's odd how that works. Not only if you search for truth will it find you, or you can find it, but if you ask for things, you will receive them. It's odd. And let me be very clear when I say when you ask for things, you'll receive them. I don't mean like, well, if you go ask for $1 million, you'll receive $1 million. I'm not sure on that. I've not really asked for $1 million. It'd be nice if I could receive $1 million, but I don't mean it in that superficial way. I mean like in knowledge, understanding, experiences, truth. And it's just, but you have to be serious about it. Is what I've noticed. It's really odd how that works out. And I'm gonna go back a little bit and explain to you reasons why I've came to this conclusion. This is something that just popped into my head when I realized it. I was like, oh man, I asked for truth when I went to the void. Right before, a few hours before I went to the void, something in my head said, if you want to know the truth, ask for it. So I took some LSD and said, I want to know the truth. And that led me down a long road to where I am now, but it was like I got sent to the void and then saw the world creating itself. And then there's multiple times throughout this I can put into here, and I will, I guess, here and there. Not, I can't do everything, but I'll lay out certain aha moments. Um, there was the main one. I'll save that one for later towards the end. But I would ask to, like for an example, I said I would like to learn how to, like, I guess, let go of things and not be so, like, just be a better person in general. Not be so judgmental and not overthink things. And these are multiple times. The one time that was most profound, it was like these, I had thoughts after thoughts after thoughts in my head, and I just wanted to quit thinking. And all of a sudden, like something inside my head, a switch flipped, and it was like, you're getting annoyed and judging people, and you're projecting that on them because those are things about yourself that you get annoyed about. And you shouldn't get angry and annoyed. You should want to uh, help them because you were hurt, and in turn, with you being hurt, you did these things. So, and that's when this idea of love came in, that everyone needs love and self-love, which is true. And when I realized this, it was like something inside my head clicked, like I could feel it, and then the could be a coincidence, but the power went off in my neighborhood exactly at that moment when that happened. The power went off in my neighborhood. And another time this happened, I have some issues with my dad. Sorry for this camera shaking. I have issues with my dad. Me and my dad have spoken maybe 10 times in, I'm going to say, 15 years, probably closer to 18. Me and my wife's been together for 17 years, so I'm going to say 17 years. We've spoken maybe 10 times in 17 years. And he's the type of parent that just wants to throw money at you and thinks money is the answer to everything. He doesn't know how to love, these things. And I just remember thinking about him, and I was getting frustrated and annoyed, and I had taken, again, LSD is going to be a common thing in this. I had taken some LSD, and I wanted to learn to forgive, and again, just strive to be a better person, forgive things, and get a better understanding. That's what I asked for. And you may have heard me talk about the show, The Midnight Gospel. I do recommend watching The Midnight Gospel. It will point you in a direction you need to go, but do not get fixated on it. It is watered down. Uh, went to my couch. This episode of The Midnight Gospel just was on there, and it was the episode about how you have to learn to forgive yourself, because basically doing some It was pointing towards Carl Jung's shadow work, but it was saying you got to learn to forgive yourself to move forward. And then in that moment, it was like I went from being resentful towards my dad to feeling sorry for him, because I realized that he probably felt the same way I did about things, and he had the same outlook I used to have on things, and it was miserable, and I felt sorry for him due to that. So that kind of let me lift the weight off my shoulders, you can say. And the most profound by far is I asked for Christ consciousness to come into my heart. And I've told this story, but I cannot express to you enough how seriously profound, life-changing, and life-altering this was for me. It was like my heart started breaking open. It was kind of like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It felt like it was breaking open, but it would come and go. The only way I can explain it to you is like, I guess, contractions for women, how it'll come and then it'll go and then it'll come back. But I just started crying. I couldn't quit crying. My heart felt like it was going to just break open. And that's what it felt like. And it was like I saw myself come here and set up every step of my life up until that point. And then it was like I got plucked out of my life. The reality changed completely. My reality's changed a few times over the past couple of years. But I mean, it was like, I explain it to you like if you're putting in a contact, you can put a contact in, and then when you take it out, it gets a little bit blurry. It was like I had been plucked out of my life, and I could see my whole life flash before me, and right in front of my eyes, I felt this overwhelming sense of love. Like I've never felt anything like that, and it was overwhelming. And I got so paranoid and freaked out about it because I just kept hearing this thing in my head saying, "Be here now, be here now." And I thought I was dying, or I thought I was dead. I thought I was about to die. I didn't know what was going on, but it scared me. And then it was like I was in paradise for a while, and then my mind just brought me back down because I kept thinking something bad was going to happen. I kept thinking that just something was about to happen due to that. And I don't think I was ready for that because I had so much energy. I did not know how to handle the energy. I had so much energy. It was like, I do not know how to explain it to you, but it was so overwhelming. I had a ridiculous amount of energy. The world got better. This is going to sound odd. People that I normally hang around that were kind of like rude or just self-centered started just being more generous, polite, kind. And it was like I was seriously in paradise, but I fucked this up because I started worrying about things. I started dropping my consciousness back down because I was scared over certain things. I just had so many questions. It was so overwhelming. And then I started drinking, and God, I have not drank in 55 days, I believe, today, which I'm very thankful for. But I started drinking, and it dropped me, unfortunately. But I asked for all these things, and they miraculously manifested in front of me. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. The way that it's applied, like something random happens. Soul mechanics. I'm so sorry this camera's shaking. Soul mechanics said that a coincidence is something that coincides with each other, which makes sense. I don't know how I overlooked that, really. But I believe that. I just don't believe stuff randomly happens for no reason. And then the last thing that was probably earth-shattering to me, really, all these are profound things. I could go list 4 or 5 more. I'm just trying to show you that you can ask for things, you can have them, be shown them. It was a couple days before my birthday, I think. Go back, I'll link the video down below. I made the video, "You Are the Truth." And that experience led me to understand this fully. I can't even remember what I asked for. I think I asked for something, like some kind of level of consciousness. I can't remember exactly what I asked for. If I can remember, I will put it down below in the video. I don't want to guess because I think I asked for either universal consciousness or creator consciousness, just to see what would happen. But nonetheless, I had, again, LSDs. I understand this. LSD's a revolving factor in these stories for the most part. But I had taken a huge dose of LSD. The world started melding. It was kind of like I was losing all touch of reality, the way that we perceive reality anyway. And I started seeing like my mind started making shadows, and I was thinking people were there. I remember I was in my shed, smoking weed, and it was like I could see shadows, and I thought people were there. And then like I started to panic for a minute, and then I just was like, okay, you're on a trip right now. Calm down, bring yourself back. It got so overwhelming though, some of the visions and things that I was going through, that about 3 hours into it, I about broke down and took a trip killer, which I'm so glad I did not. But I remember going and laying in my bed, and my wife coming in there, and I'm just holding her, and it was like I could. I don't want to use the word the Holy Spirit, but whatever. It felt like everything was like connected, and I could see how it was connected, even though I know everything's connected. And I've said I'm just you talking to you. I mean, I fully knew it, and could see it and comprehend it. And I just remember, like, I would close my eyes, and it was like I was shown these things. And I just started crying, and not in a bad way, like a good way. I just started crying because that love came back. And it was like I was in this room. It kind of looked like a labyrinth or a maze, and I went into it, and there was a black hole in the middle. And I went into the middle of that black hole, and it was like I was shown and told pretty much that we've not only have we created it, we made it up, we went along with it. None of this happened. It's a backstory to keep ourselves in it longer. There legitimately are no other people, and it is just you talking to you. So when I say I'm you talking to you, and so is everyone else, I sincerely and truly mean that. And that's why I say, I'm just going to be blunt and honest here. Buddha never existed. Jesus never existed. They're just metaphors and stories. That's why whatever you're thinking about God does not exist. The only true thing that God is consciousness, that mind, which is you, by the way. So this is a road most people don't want to go down, because it is a self-destructive path. It's self-destructive in a good way. Strips away 95% of yourself in reality, and what you're left with is the best part of you. So this is hard for people to wrap their mind around, but it is the case, and it is the truth, because you are the truth. So start asking for things and be serious about it, and see where it leads you. See what ends up happening. See what ends up manifesting itself in front of you. Just keep trying to be a better person, because good things happen when you're yourself. Good things happen when you follow your heart. Good things happen when you don't get inside your own mind and stay there and let fear dictate your life. So ask for things. If you want to know the truth, ask for the truth. If you want to have Christ come into your heart, ask for Christ to come into your heart. And don't make it some religious dogma thing either. Just enjoy it for what it truly is. If you want to be like Buddha, be like Buddha. If you want to be like whoever, be like them. It's not hard to do. You just have to focus on it and incorporate it and actually try to do it. So I cannot stress this enough. I do love you more than you can ever know. And I wish nothing but the best for you. This is genuine from the bottom of my heart. No bullshit. You seriously will never know how deep a connection goes, whether we know each other or not, whether we've ever met or not. The connection goes so deep that I truly understand that I am you. talking to you. So when I say I have nothing but unconditional love, whether or not I come across as a dick or judgmental sometimes or not, that's not who I really am at heart. And I do wish nothing but the best for you, and I love you more than anything in the world. And it's just a game of formula play of life or eternity. I am me talking to you, and so is everyone else. Love you guys.